Hey there guys, my name is Kurn. Welcome back to yet another episode of Kurn's Guild Spotlight. This is episode 42. Before we dive headfirst into episode 42 though, I just wanted to talk a little bit about my schedule. When I first announced this project, I was completely deluged with guild submissions. Lots and lots of people submitted their guilds, and in the last couple weeks, not so much. So, because of the tapering off of guild submissions, I am going to cut back from roughly 5 times a week to twice a week. So Tuesdays and Fridays are when you can see a brand new guild spotlight show up on your YouTube. So, if you would like to help me to help you, because I am doing this to help out you poor overworked guild masters and recruitment officers, this might be the bump that you're looking for. Please do submit your guild details at bit.ly/kurngs. That's bit.ly/KURNGS. And as always, you can just click on the link in the description below. With that said and done, let us move on to a guild that actually did submit their guild details. That guild is Vindicators. They are a horde guild on the US, and I apologize for this. I will probably massacre the name of this server. Nordrassil. Nordrassil? I don't know. I'm going to go with Nordrassil. So, horde guild on the US Nordrassil server. Again, apologies if I got that wrong. And you can find them at vindicators-us.engine.com, vindicators-us.engine.com, and as always, you can click on that link in the description below. This guild spotlight comes to us directly, no doubt, from one of my former raiding partners. Back in Cataclysm, I raided part-time on a Holy Paladin, and I was in the guild choice of Skywall, and one of the raiders there was a Shadow Priest named Sense Data. Sense is still around and playing the game, and he is now known as Just Coast with Vindicators. And since he follows me on Twitter, he probably saw me asking for guild submissions and wisely passed that along to his guild leaders, who then took the opportunity to have a guild spotlight made for them. So thanks very much for the submission. Sense, thanks so much for sending this to your guild leaders. I really do appreciate it. Alright, so here we go. Vindicators, they are a 25-man raiding guild. They just actually made the leap from 10 to 25. I love seeing guilds that chunk up like that. Not that, 10s are bad or that anything's wrong with 10s, even though I prefer 25s. But, I mean, there's just so much more to consider when you're doing 25s in terms of roster stuff, paperwork, evaluations, even placement on the playing field. You've got to know how to handle that many people. It's not always easy. So props to them for making the jump from 10 to 25. Excellent. Thumbs up from me. There are currently 2 of 13 hard modes with Jinrock and Jikun down. They're working on Heroic Tortoise. And this is something else that sort of stood out to me. They have an organized group of officers who evaluate each night's raid with World of Logs, and they monitor group and individual progress and progression, or progress and performance. I'm just like, really? It's not just the one person just sitting there tearing their hair out the way I did throughout Cataclysm and Wrath of the Lich King and Burning Crusade? No? So they actually have a group of people who sit down and do this, and they do it for each raid night. And ostensibly, they do something about different progress and performance issues using World of Logs to diagnose the issue. So huge thumbs up from me. I am a huge fan of this. Keep it up. When do they raid? They raid on Tuesdays, Wednesdays, Fridays, and Sundays from 8 until 10:30 p.m. Pacific time on Tuesday and Wednesday, and then a slightly earlier start on Friday, Sunday from 7:30 till 10:30 p.m. And that, again, that is Pacific time, and that is server time. What are they seeking? They're looking for a DPS warrior, a moonkin, a warlock, no shocker there, a rogue, a hunter, and an elemental shaman. In terms of healers, they're looking for a holy paladin. And in general, they're looking for players with an average equipped item level of 510 or higher. They say that they can fix low gear, but, you have to be someone who works hard to improve yourself. So there you go. Let's talk a little bit about Nordrassil, or Nordrassil, or however the heck you're supposed to pronounce that. It's a PvE PST guild with about 61,000 characters, so, not quite low pop, but sort of struggling to hold on to mid pop. 33,000 Alliance characters, about 27,000 Horde characters, so the factions are more or less even. and it doesn't really matter if it weren't because it's PvE, but both seem pretty stable. It's not a huge raiding server, which is something that always confuses me, because why would you do things in this game that aren't raiding? But hey, that's just me. I'm going to stop talking like I'm biased now. There's only 36 raiding guilds in tier 15, 9 raiding guilds are in heroic tier 15, and Vindicators is actually at number 6. The top raiding guild is, and I laughed at this, WrestleMania. It's good, eh? It's good. And they are currently at 10 of 13 hard modes. So there you go. That's a little snapshot of Nordrassil or Nordrassil for you. Once again, Vindicators raids on Tuesdays, Wednesdays, Fridays, and Sundays from 8:30 to 10:30 on Tuesday, Wednesday, and a slightly earlier start time on Friday, Sunday from 7:30 till 10:30, all Pacific time, which is server time. They're looking for a DPS warrior, a moonkin, a warlock, a rogue, a hunter, an elemental shaman, and a holy paladin. They're looking for players with an average equipped item level of 5, 10, or higher, and really, really looking for players who try hard to improve themselves. So that is Vindicators. You can find them at vindicators-us.engine.com. The link is in the description below. You can find me on Twitter at kurnmogh. That's at KURNMOGH. Check out my blog at kern.apotheosis-now.com. Check out my forthcoming guide site coming soon. So much information all about how to run a guild at kern.info. Big launch coming in the next couple weeks, guys. Get ready. All right, thanks so much for watching, and we will catch you back here on Friday for a brand new episode of Kurn's Guild Spotlight.